Just got to LA. Gonna be staying at the motel. First time. Really lucky with the view lately. And also I was told that one of the best sunset is in LA. And I can honestly say that that's true. I mean, look at this. Look at this view. And this is just the beginning of the sunset. We're going to the Griffith Observatory right now. And try to get a picture of the Hollywood sign. So hopefully the sunset will still be there once we get there, and I will get my touristic shot of the Hollywood sign. So far, all of the cities I've been to America, I think I like LA the most. That's the Hollywood sign. Got to the Griffins, but it's too dark to see the Hollywood sign. This is the actual Griffith Observatory. Good thing is that this place is actually free, but you need to pay for parking. $10 an hour. Morning everyone. This is Lake Hollywood Park, and we're here just for this sign because we couldn't take a good picture of it from the Griffith Observatory. So as you can see, the sign is a bit better here. There's actually a better spot, but you have to hike for it. There's lots of like hike trails that you can do, but I am not up for hiking. Good thing about going up the hill is that you get to see the Hollywood sign and also the overlook to the city. Look at this. All right. So far, LA is the best place to take pictures. Like the lighting every time is on point. Just arrived at the Hollywood Boulevard and about to walk the Walk of Fame. Apparently, if you want your name on the Walk of Fame, you have to pay for it. Not sure how much and not sure for how long, but you actually have to pay for it. It's like having a real estate. There's Hollywood behind this. If you are wondering if they ever run out of space, don't worry. This alley is like 10 blocks long. It will never run out. They will build more. This is the shopping street in LA. Rodeo Drive. Really fancy. Look at this sun, look at this lightning. This is just perfect for selfies and just taking pictures. At the Santa Monica Pier. Ooh, probably one of the most beautiful beaches in the city that I have been to. I'm also surprised how clean it is. Like in Odessa, it's not that clean as here. So the time is 7 p.m. and we just went back to the hotel for a quick outfit change. Not outfit, just it's got a little colder, so I need to change clothes. And now we're going to the urban lights, public urban lights. Also, I want to mention that LA is mostly car-curated city, which means that you actually need a car to get yourself to places. Like for example, if you need to get from the Hollywood area to Santa Monica, you will have to drive on the highway or freeway, so you need a car. like you need a car to get yourself to places. Like that's how bad the situation with transport, public transport is here. So these are the public urban lights. I've seen these lights in movies and TV shows a lot, but I always thought that it's inside the museum, not outside. But it's called public urban lights, so I should have guessed that it's actually outside for everybody to enjoy. Lots of people in the background, so not really what I wanted, but it is a famous art installation. Again, really good lighting in Los Angeles, even at night. Like look at this, look how bright it is. I don't even have to carry my flash. Or maybe I just miss electricity because I live in Ukraine. This is my last day in LA, and I'm about to meet my high school friend.
3, 2, 1,
They were mothers over there doing yoga with the strollers and the kids sleeping in the strollers. Like, okay. I see Charlotte, but she doesn't see me yet. Charlotte. Hello everybody, this is Charlotte, my first American friend. So as I said, you are an actual white American.
classic me. I personally think the US is really pretty. I think there's a lot of beauty to it.
Are there exactly 50 states?
There are 50 states, yeah. And I've been to Hawaii and Alaska, which are typically like two of
Yeah,
the hardest.
spent the New Year's in the Bahamas, right?
I did spend the New Year's in the Bahamas, that's right. When I'm talking to like other American friends, you know, and we start talking about America, it's so quick to be like, all of the problems with it, because there are plenty. Like there are plenty of issues that happen in our country too that like are very serious, especially for like women and people of color. Like it's pretty horrific.
All of that
in a lot of
actually has been
places.
really vocal in outside of America.
Really?
I'm so invested in American culture. I think. Like, I
Yeah.
know all the things happening here.
Yeah.
Obviously not to the level that you do, but I do know about it. Like,
Yeah.
the words is getting out.
Remember how we would like watch the world news at night?
Yeah. So 2014 is actually when the Russians started to
Yeah.
attack Ukraine.
I remember that. And
And
then
I think we were together at the time as well.
and what's her name was
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Oof, literally.
Well, and I just remember she was really like tense with you and aggressive, and like there were a couple of people
so
who were
dramatic.
she was very dramatic for a
So
lot of
dramatic.
reasons. But that was the first time that like I had like world politics be exposed to me, which is like so crazy to me that like kids raised here and like people my age are predominantly raised with like a very only American view on politics, and there's like not much worldwide knowledge. So it's so interesting to me that you're like, I'm aware of like what's happening in American culture, because like outside of the war, I can't say that like most of my peers would know like anything about the Ukraine, you know, like who would know anything about like so many other world countries. Then when I like take a step back, I'm also like, I am extremely fortunate. I have so much privilege living in this country. Like I have so much access that like so many other people don't. And I'm not trying to like preach that America is the best, because I don't think by any means it is. I don't think there's any place that's the best necessarily. And well, I think you could definitely fit in very well here. I think, especially if it makes you feel
I
inspired.
asked people, like, where do you see me living? All of them said America.
Yeah.
I'm worried and excited for my life as well, because I really don't know where I will end up.
Yeah. Yeah. There's stress and excitement that can come with that. Yeah.
I don't know if I like this feeling right now, but it is what I'm feeling.
Yeah. I just can't believe it's been 9 years since we last saw each other.
I'm gonna find a picture of us in school.
Oh my god, no.
It's gonna be here. Just compare these two faces to what we used to look.
In the old days.
I was a completely different person in school. For some reason I thought that I was cooler than I actually was, and
Oh
so
my God.
I would behave sometimes. I would behave like not the way I wanted to.
Well, but I mean, I think anybody who was there at that time would say the same. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. Also, if it makes you feel any better, I thought you were really cool, so it worked.
There was one situation. There was a girl who really wanted to be friend with me. I was just not giving it. I was just being like this, not rude, but like just ignoring her. And looking back, I'm just thinking, what the fuck am I to just behave like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I wish I could say sorry to her, but it's been so long now.
Yeah.
But if you're watching this, I have done the work. I have like changed myself for the better. So
Yeah.
if we meet now, I'll probably be much nicer to you.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my God.
the
Oh my
cost of
God.
studying in international boarding school is so expensive.
Yeah.
You were international as well. You didn't
Yeah.
have any benefits, right? So roughly like 30,000 pounds. Convert that to American dollars.
Yeah.
That's how much we paid for a year.
Yeah.
And I was there for 2 years.
Yeah. I only did one semester because I could not do it for much longer than that.
Looking back, like why would we care so much?
Right.
Like, we care so much. Like
It's
we
like
would get
the
a different
stupidest
tie.
thing.
You get a different tie if you have some kind of position in the school.
Yeah. Okay, can I tell you a story that you might not remember that
No.
really impacted me?
Okay.
Okay, and it has to do with like me talking about like the American worldview that we have of like history, right? I remember you saying to me one time, like, yeah, well, like your people
I
like
remember
killed
this.
my people.
I remember
like I was so underinformed too. Like I was not taught much about the Vietnam War back when I was in high school. You know, we weren't taught about like the realities of that. You know, like that's not something that children are educated with, and it's because America is like embarrassed of it, and as we should be. But that's even more reason to like be educated on it, because we should know like mistakes that we made in order to like do the right thing in the future. You know.
I wasn't blaming you.
No, of course not. Of course not.
I was just saying as a joke, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people would remind me of that as well. Like they see me just being in America and just have this belief in Americans. That they would then remind me that, do you remember this happened? Like, of course I do remember. Like my family was affected by that war.
Yeah.
But America's changed.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yeah.
So we cannot hold on to the past.
Yeah.
The same thing I said on my interview, which did not go well with the with the crowd. Yeah.
That came up in that interview?
Yeah. No, well, I said that the Vietnamese are more supporting the country because they helped the Vietnam War
Got it. Okay.
while Vietnam was fighting America.
Got it.
But I have to say that it wasn't Russia that helped. It was the Soviet Union. That
Yeah.
included Ukraine, Estonia, and other countries that I can't remember right now. But it wasn't just Russia.
Yeah.
It was the Soviet Union.
Very different time in history than now, but
So how were the Americans reacting to the first few days of the war?
yeah, it was like, you know, it was overwhelming. I feel like, especially on social media, that's where like most people were talking about it. A lot of people were talking about like the Russian propaganda after it had been a minute too, and like that's the thing with American culture is a lot of times things will like blow up for a minute, right, on social media as things are happening, and then it just like the care and like the actual intention can die out, and you know, that's nobody's fault. Like that's just how the cycle happens, especially with everything that happens nowadays. And I think like sometimes people feel a little lost of like how to help, right? Because I mean, lucky for me, like I knew you know, and I knew someone who I like had actual information coming from, posting about like things that are actually making a difference, and could kind of follow that to like help guide my own decisions with engaging with it all. I remember seeing you when you were traveling, like you would post like just Ukrainian flags flying, and realizing that like actually impacts people who see it. As much as like I wish it would be focused around like support Ukraine, a lot of times the conversation is like fuck Russia, you know, which like so true, but
Do you know the popular, let's say, popular propaganda going around Russia is that they actually fighting Americans
oh my god,
on Ukrainian land?
oh my god,
Yeah.
That's
So
insane.
the
Set
reason
weapons
why
or-
it's taking so long for them to succeed in this war is because they're fighting Americans and NATO. Yeah.
when in reality it's just Ukrainians
It's Ukrainian with
with
American
help,
weapons.
but
yeah.
still it's Ukrainians that are putting in the work there
Yeah.
that are being taken
People,
down. Like,
well, there were some volunteers from other countries as well, but
Yeah.
mainly Ukrainian soldiers are doing this by themselves with the weapons from all those countries who support us.
yeah,
But in Russia, they would say like, no, we taking this long because the Americans,
Americans.
NATO and stuff like that. So
how embarrassing for them. Like, that's just so embarrassing, and I think they have so much to be ashamed of.
I think everybody knows why I'm so eager to just have this channel so that I can put out the information that actually is worth something. Like not
Yeah.
like I did the work, I did the research, I experienced it myself, and I'm sharing it. I'm not just like reading one article and just making my mind on that one thing that I've read or
No.
someone telling me about this situation. No, I actually like I put a lot of work so that I can give out this kind of content. Unfortunately, Charlotte had to go back to work, but it was so nice catching up. I feel so relaxed after our talk. I really love how open and friendly people in America are. Well, Charlotte is the only American I actually talk to this much, but still, I feel like everybody would be that friendly and open to just listen to you and just, you know, lift you up. Like they would listen to your problems and they would have something meaningful to give back. And I've been getting that from the Canadians and the Americans that make me feel like I want to stay here. I will try and work on that. I will try to have a life here because I honestly love LA. I've been to other places in America as well, but I feel like I want to stay in LA the most. So let's see what's gonna happen. Just got to Orange County, staying at a friend's house, and not sure how long we'll be here, but we'll explore Orange County. And we have Buddha. This is Phuoc Loc Tho, which is the Vietnamese area. It's wonderful how you can just have like the specific countries area like Chinatown, Koreatown, Japantown, and here's Vietnamese town. It's a bit strange to hear Vietnamese language around. Locals here are all Vietnamese because this is Vietnamese area. Yes, I get it, but it's weird that it is in US. Like I feel like I'm in Vietnam here. The area is actually really big. Like it starts from that end. Up until here and even like that block. What kind of Asians without night market? It is also Tet coming soon, so you might probably see a lot of peach tree in my vlog very soon, because during Tet we actually don't have Christmas tree for obvious reason, but we have this cây đào,